Welcome back to NJ.com. Jackie Friedman here for another season with our Star Ledger soccer expert, Gregg Lerner. We made it through the summer. We're back to entertain.
I know. It's amazing. Isn't it amazing how fast time flies? I feel like we were just sitting here talking about girls soccer like 10 minutes ago, and now it's upon us once again. It's a good thing, though.
It is. A wonderful thing. We're going to play a game here. Gregg is slowly making his picks for the groups across, and he wants me to pick them. And there's been no preparation, so it could be wild.
This is the beauty of videotape television right here at its finest, because I'm going to spring it on you. So let's start in Group 4. Who do you? Let's jump off. Think outside the box. Who is the favorite?
This is one I think I can at least sound intelligent here. I mean, Lenape, they've won 4 in a row now. That was unprecedented. 3 was unprecedented too, right? And now we're at 5, potentially.
You are 1 for 1. Congratulations. Good start. That's a great way to start off the season. Yeah, I like Lenape a lot.
Katie Rigby comes back.
Katie Rigby comes back. Katie Walters departs. Katie Walters, who was first team All-State as a freshman last year, is not playing high school soccer this year. It's tough to lose, but what maybe eases that loss is the fact that Katie Rigby is back. You might forget, but Katie Rigby, as a sophomore, was the one up top that drove them offensively, and then missed all of her junior year with a torn ACL. She is back. She'll be up top. She's going to Utah. They also get Shannon Westhead, who transferred from Paul VI, so that'll bolster them up front. Their defense is tough. Their midfield with Tori Prager and Courtney Kovac is experienced. They're so good. They are really so good, and I see them as a prohibitive favorite in Group 4. However, Group 4 is loaded this year.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
not
loaded.
That pick is no offense taken, hopefully, by all those other teams.
I think that everybody understands this is a dynasty that we're watching unfold, and like you said, the word unprecedented. It is unprecedented to do it in Group 4 for as long as they've done it. But there are teams that are chomping at the bit to challenge them, so it should be very interesting.
All right, Group 3. I don't think it's going to be Milburn. I'm pretty sure they lost all but maybe 1 or 2 starters, but I think Paul Heenahan might have something up his sleeve.
2 for 2. I know you're cheating on this, but that's okay. Yeah, I like Ramapo for a number of reasons. 2 in particular, Caroline Chigueras and Jen Andreessen up top. In the preview that'll run in the Star Ledger on Thursday, I mentioned how if you're going to beat them, you better outscore them, because those 2 kids together are just devastating to a defense. Both of them over 20 goals last year. I think that they're going to be decent in the midfield. I think that they're going to be solid defensively. I like Ramapo in Group 3. I do.
Group 2, I'll admit I don't know a whole lot there. And Mawa defended. I don't remember them losing enough to knock them off quite yet.
They lost a significant amount. Kristen Tremblay is back. However, there's another team in Bergen County that I'm leaning towards right now, and that's Glen Rock.
Okay.
They have a great core back, and Tracy Trobian, the coach there, her signature, her calling card is defense. They won 19 games, I think, last year, 18 of them by shutout. I hate cliche, so please excuse me for using it, but if defense does win championships, then Glen Rock has the blueprint for one. I like them as a slight edge over Mawa to win Group 2. Watch out for Robbinsville, though. I think Robbinsville is very good.
Never know. Group 1, I like New Providence to repeat there.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. It's interesting because I like them because they have some kids who can finish. Alex Schlobaum in particular, who knows how to put a ball away. And there's just a grittiness, there's a toughness to that crew that plays so well in big moments, in critical moments, in pressure-packed moments. And you know, when November comes, that's where pressure is greatest. And New Providence seems to shine under that form.
Now, non-public A, we have a shakeup we'll talk a little bit about later. St. Rose is now a member of that nice, fun crew up there. I don't think you picked them, but I'm going to pick them. I think that they can make a run at it in this little group there, too.
They will appreciate that. And you know what? I think that they are primed to compete in non-public A. However, and I was really torn on this one because it came down to RBC and Pingree for me. I went with RBC. I gave them the slight edge. Their defense with Bree Reed, Jackie Kajical in the back, both of those kids can mark up tight on whoever the best opposing strikers are. They're fearless in that regard. They embrace that challenge. And the one thing that I noted is that You know, Danny Calaprico, the All-State center mid for them last year, who's thriving at Virginia right now as we speak, seemed to draw a lot of attention, rightfully so. She was a gifted
Sure.
playmaker. However, I think that kind of outshined the balance that kind of was underneath that success story for RBC last year, which you know, won a share of non-public A.
Right.
And so I think that's going to come to the forefront this year for RBC. However, Pingree is really good, really good. Maggie Morash in the center of the defense. Corey Delaney, who's just so dangerous working the flank, serving balls in. Emily Danstrom, who's a strong presence in the up top in the middle. Shayna Blackwood, who's interchangeable, you know, whether she's getting up top or she's lending a hand in the back. So Pingree's formidable. I gave the edge to RBC.
And I call St. Rose the sleeper. And with them gone in B, Morris Catholics may be happy to have them escaped.
I guess so. You know, I chose Morris Catholic. That is real interesting because for anybody that's not familiar, there's been such a drastic realignment in the non-publics this year. Morris Catholic seems to me to be the odds-on favorite to win North Jersey B. Their defense is solid. And Tara Sobirashki. Here we go already with me hoping to pronounce names right.
No.
Tara Sobirashki. 38 assists last year. That's an insane number to me. She's gonna have to be unselfish to a degree, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tara calls her own number a little bit more. I think she had 12 goals last year. I expect her to take a few more shots.
Even those two numbers out.
They might get a little closer together, but I see Morris Catholic as being a force. And Gil St. Bernard's dropping down into South Jersey this year. Keep an eye on them. Morgan Zeidel's a wonderful player for them. I think Gil St. Bernard's is a team to watch and be.
Well, we've alluded to this here, this non-public shakeup. Why don't you give us maybe big picture of what this means?
I think it's going to be a little bit of a mystery to everybody. Like when I looked at specifically non-public B, I really had a hard time delineating it in South Jersey in particular, like who could I pick as a favorite? Like I said, I'm leaning towards Gil St. Bernard's, but there's a lot. Roselle Catholic is now in South Jersey B. That's a team that was in North Jersey A last year. Now they're coming from A to B, and now they're going south as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of people using GPS and MapQuest this year when state tournament time comes around to figure out where they're going particularly. But I also think that's the beauty of it this year, that there is that, at least in non-public B, there's not that definitive favorite where, like, yes, they're locked in, punch their ticket, they're going to be at CNJ. I think it's a little bit wide open, and that promotes teams to aspire to get down to CNJ.
Sure, absolutely. There's other storylines here we want to hit. One of them's the return of Eryka Underwood. Obviously, the Star Ledger chronicled that, my colleague Matt Stanmeyer, and she suffered third-degree burns, 31% of her body, tore her ACL, is back on the soccer field.
Listen, I know as professional reporters we are to be unbiased, but I don't think we're speaking out of school, and I think we're amongst the majority when I say that everybody's rooting for Eryka Underwood this year. The junior sweeper is back at Johnson, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about that she's back because I think everybody was pulling for this moment. They're playing on Friday, and I'm sure there's going to be a huge throng spilling out of the high school.
Yeah.
And like I said, people outside of the community of Clark, there are a lot of people pulling for Eryka Underwood. I know I'm one of them, and I'm sure you are too.
Absolutely. We talked about the comeback of Katie Rigby to Lenape. Not the only one down there. We got the Paul VI. Brittany Radcliffe is a return to the field this year too.
Huge impact player for them. Knows how to put a ball away. Very dynamic. She's going to Virginia. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this weekend down at McDonough, which is in Owings Mill, Maryland, huge tournament that McDonough is hosting. Pennington is down there, the prep powerhouse, Nicole Baxter, Brooke Boland in the back. Pennington's going to be dynamic and solid this year. Lenape is down there. Paul VI is down there.
I've heard of these teams
Yeah,
before.
and I think I count like either 5 or 6 teams competing in that invitational that are all nationally ranked by ESPN Rise in their top 50, their Fab 50. So if you're looking to squeeze out one more trip for the summer, it wouldn't be a bad place to go this week down to Maryland to check that out.
Absolutely. We've talked about Group 4, and it's Lenape's to lose, but Montclair making its case.
I like Montclair a lot this year. They have had a lot of talent over the last 10 years. This team this year has such a collection of talent. And, you know, it has teams, players that border on that superstar status. Erica Jobe in the middle, who's going to Maryland, is just a sturdy, rugged, powerful defender. But there's other aspects to that team that make them really interesting and wildly entertaining to watch. Maya Pitts, who's going to your alma mater, Syracuse, up top, good speed. Yeah, good speed, really gets into the defensive third and makes herself dangerous and makes others dangerous. Karen McGuire, who's just a gritty workhorse in the middle. She's going to Iona. And then the kid to watch is Kayla Jennings, the freshman that's there. It's funny, when I got the Montclair preseason for him, Chris Johnson writes, Kayla Jennings, freshman, special. And I think that's all you need to know. This is a kid worth watching. So, hey, man, let's put the ball in the middle. Let's blow the whistle. And let's kick it off. Let's get ready to go.
Sounds like a good plan to
Yep.
me. We'll be here with you the rest of the season. We hope you keep coming back. He's Gregg Lerner. I'm Jackie Friedman. We'll see you next time.
Good luck to all.